Okay.
Move to exit executive session.
Second, roll call, Amy.
Hold on.
Sure.
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
your action.
No action. All right. Don and Bill, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Yes.
You're
thank you for
welcome.
your
Have a
time.
great weekend and enjoy the
too.
weather. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
All right. Do we have a motion to adjourn solid waste?
So moved.
Second, roll call, Amy.
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen.
Yes. All right. Let's reconvene our general session and Janet.
And
you're up.
I know we're really behind, so I'll try to speed through this. Well, really, I just wanted to bring the two emergency leave policies to your attention that expire on December 31st of this year. That would be the temporary public health emergency leave policy for the emergency responders, as well as the temporary public health emergency leave policy addendum. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. And then also to see, I drafted up a resolution that included both the policies underneath one resolution just for the sake of convenience and ease of time. I tentatively extended those through January 31st, just to give the board time in January to change the date or whatever.
Sure. Janet, just quickly, on the return to work policy, the language, I feel like, oh, I'm sorry. This is what happens when I try to do this electronically. Looking at the emergency leave policy for emergency responders, the CDC, following the CDC recommendation is what is really explicit in the policy, and then it explains what the CDC guideline is currently, but it sort of leaves some flexibility in case that changes. You see what I'm
Yeah,
at?
really. Mhm.
It's really saying follow the CDC recommendation, and then right now the recommendation is this.
Right.
I
Yeah.
am wondering if we could just make a very slight change so that all the language is like that. And I'm specifically looking at the return to work policy, page 2. Where it's just explicit about day 10 and day 7.
Mhm.
If we could put a little just insert in there, following the CDC guideline. Currently, it's this, just so you're protected and staff can follow the current CDC guideline, even if it takes some time for the policy to catch up.
Mhm. That makes
Or
sense.
someone misses it, but a director sees it. You
Mhm.
see what I'm saying? And you don't have to keep coming back with all of these things for like a one-day switch.
But, yeah. Nope, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I can make those changes.
I think it's just there, but will you double check? But it would just be it's a simple wording change, and you have it in that first spot
Okay.
correctly.
Well, should we pass these resolutions with those changes in mind or wait?
I'm okay doing that today.
Okay.
It's only extending it a month, but so that's not too much of a reach, and it gets through what EMA and public health and the county are predicting is the peak, and it gets rid of any uncertainty about the end of the year, which I think is good for the employees. Am I thinking about that wrong though, Gene? I see your look.
I'm in agreement because
Okay.
we need to give people time to transition, and that would make the most sense.
Okay. So I'm good today. Is that okay with you, Vicky?
That's fine.
Okay.
So are you saying the
Extend
language
the
of the emergency Oh,
I'm
sorry.
sorry, Janet.
Are you saying the language in the emergency responder policy is correct and is the way that you're thinking it should read? Just put that similar language or that language into the return to work policy. Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
so the focus is on the CDC guidance and not spelling out the days. It's okay to spell out the days, but just the policy is what the CDC's guidance is.
Make
Okay.
it more consistent, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And it makes it so that if there's a change, you don't have to come back and change the policy.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually that's what I was gonna ask you, because I know for the travel memo that we put out back in September, the CDC slightly updated their guidelines regarding cruise and international travel. So that's what I was gonna say. Is it okay if I did not attach the travel memo to you, part of my packet, but when I read it over the other day, I really just wanted to refer the travel back to the CDC guidelines instead of changing it every time.
Right.
Exactly. Why don't you bring that next week?
Yeah, and I could do that.
But this we can do today, but it's the same concept. So you're not constantly like, changing all these things. It's easier.
And then also I just want to point out that the FFCRA expires December 31st. And I have yet to hear if the Trump administration is going to extend the Family First Coronavirus Act. And then I'm hearing that the Biden administration will continue it, but he doesn't take office until mid-January, I think January 20th.
Right. It's January
There may be
20th.
a delay.
And
but
they may do that in the stimulus that they're negotiating, which they've put off now again until next week.
Yeah, so there's a chance it may be extended, but I didn't know. I have also been working on, because if you remember back on March 16th, the commissioners created your own policy. So basically you were offering the FFCRA really before the federal government did, really, because you were offering paid administrative leave to anyone that was sick or exposes someone in the household. But that really ended April 3rd because the FFCRA was then effective. And I'm talking about the non-emergency responders. Emergency responders, we took care of their own policy. But so these are for the non-emergency responders, the other employees. I didn't know if you wanted me to bring back next week the original temporary emergency leave policy that was effective back on March 16th. With obviously a little bit of changes because I've already really drafted it and worked it out. Made some revisions to it that might make sense now, but I didn't know if that should be effective January 1st in the event that the Family First Act is not extended beyond December 31st, just to make employees feel comfortable. Because I know employees are worried that the act is ending December 31st and what's going to happen January 1st when we're sick. Because we've already received some questions about it. So do you want me to bring that back next week and we could talk about that?
Here would be my thought. Yes, prepare that. And also let's closely monitor the federal legislation that is really looking like they're going to pass something next week. And I don't think that's it. I think they're doing like a stopgap.
Yeah.
And my guess is if there's anything that's stopgap material, it's extending this.
Mhm.
But we just don't know.
Yeah.
And so I would have the policy ready to put back in place. And I think that's very wise to update it because we did not know very much when we were crafting that. So I'm glad we did. And I feel like we were ahead of the curve, but I'm sure it does not look ahead of the curve right now. So,
Yeah, there are actually just minor tweaks,
okay, good.
For example, like the childcare leave. We now actually have a policy regarding remote learning and childcare leave, which obviously we didn't have that back in March.
That's right.
So
Okay.
things like little pieces like that needed tweaked. Yeah.
Okay. That would be my recommendation. Of course, we'll have to discuss it next week, but I think that will put us in the best position to act responsibly depending on which thing happens. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It does. Okay.
Move to approve the extension of resolutions 20-0359 and 0382 for the temporary public health emergency leave policies under the Board of Commissioners appointing authority.
Second, roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Move to approve the revisions to the return to work policy for employees affected with COVID-19.
Second, roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen.
Yes. Right, and I think we're good to go on these journal entries.
Moved that the Board of Commissioners agree to authorize the full-time hire of Neve Chaplin as a CSEA attorney, replacing the position previously held by Regina Frank for Portage County Job and Family Services. Anticipated start date is January 4, 2021. The Board of Commissioners agree that this hire is contingent upon the applicant passing the required pre-employment testing.
Second, roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agree to authorize the full-time hire of Danielle Love as a Social Service Worker 3, replacing the position previously held by Sarah Morton for Portage County Job and Family Services. Anticipated start date is January 4, 2021. The Board of Commissioners agree that this hire is contingent upon the applicant passing the required pre-employment testing.
Second, roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agree to authorize the full-time hire of Tiffany Golder as a Social Service Worker 2, replacing the position previously held by Catherine Stout for Portage County Job and Family Services. Anticipated start date is January 4, 2021. The Board of Commissioners agree that this hire is contingent upon the applicant passing the required pre-employment testing.
Second, roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen.
Yes. All right.
Thanks, Janet.
Great.
Thanks so
If I
much.
could make a recommendation to the board, given the timing we're in right now, maybe have Sue Brannon come on. She'll be relatively quick, which will get us to 10. I've already talked to Internal Services and Budget and Finance, so we would jump down to the 9:45, which is now only 7 minutes late.
Okay. That works. Thank you, guys.
Is Sue on here?
Not yet.
Ah, there she is.
Perfect timing, Sue.
Hello.
Thanks for adjusting for us, Sue. We
Oh, no
are ready for you.
No problem. No shortage of things to do down here. Okay, my first one is the regular 4D local match for our 4D contract payments that were made in November. This was a juvenile court payment for August and September and a clerk of courts payment for August and September.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to transfer $6,918.52 from Fund 0001 General Fund to Fund 1414 Child Support Administration.
Second, roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
And second one is our regular shared cost transfer for shared costs paid out of 1410, which is the Public Assistance Fund, for 1413, which is WIA. So a transfer from 1413 to 1410 for adjustment for September, adjustment 2 for September, adjustment 1 for October and November expenses.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to transfer $31,547.30 from Fund 1413 WIA Fund to Fund 1410 Public Assistance Fund.
Second, roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
And then I think our third is just a donation resolution.
Move that the Board of Commissioners accepts the cash donations from organizations, businesses, and private donors to support the Portage County Job and Family Services Presence for Kids campaign.
Second, roll call, Amy?
yes.
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen.
Yes.
Too much going on.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks a lot. Have a good day.
You too.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
If nobody needs a break, Deb's here from Regional Planning. She was scheduled at 9:50.
She's with-
Okay.
Wyndham, Village
Yep.
Wyndham.
Okay. So there's no discussion?
there is discussion and then a potential 2 journal entries. Is that right? Or no?
Right.
I think they emailed the journal entries.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Village of Wyndham, right? Is that what we're talking about here?
There's
I'm
Ravenna and
confused.
Wyndham. But I mean, are we going to do a discussion first or not?
Well, we've got the 10 o'clock, which is in 4 minutes. So if it's going to require discussion, we're going to have to come back at probably looking at our original schedule, 10:15, and realign.
Yes, I think that's what we have to do. Dad, thank you for coming on. I will say, I thought that this was being presented to us just by regional planning, and that we're not at the stage yet where we need Ravenna or Wyndham to present, because it's just the pre-application that
Correct.
we're approving.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
so I'm not
that's
even
fine.
sure that we need you to come back, Deb.
Okay, all right. I thought that Todd would be on here. So,
Okay, that's who I was expecting to see.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
yeah.
wait a minute, Deb.
yeah, okay. Well, there's Todd.
Okay.
Okay. So I can leave then? That's fine?
Okay.
Well, we're gonna have you leave anyway because we
Okay.
have to do something else, and
Okay,
but
that's fine.
we may not need you to come back.
Okay, all right.
But
Okay.
hold on, we'll ask Todd.
Okay, all right.
But we need you to unmute, Todd, and show yourself if you can. Okay.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Todd, we actually have a 10 o'clock that we noticed for that we need to do. When we have you come back, if you're able to, hopefully,
Yep.
do we need to have Wyndham or Ravenna here for that discussion since it's this pre-application
Yeah, this is
process? My sense
I
is
don't-
no.
I don't think so either. I mean, it's just, we are asking for your blessing to move forward with those 2 applications. And I know, I talked with Tia this morning too, Gene. I don't know if you wanted to throw one on now or 2 or not, but we could always do that as well if we needed to. But the bottom line is, yeah, it's just blessing us formally to actually submit the pre-application.
Okay. So let's, Todd, if it's okay, we need you to come back and we will
Okay.
get back to you with what time, unless Gene, are we ready to say 10:15 or do you want,
Well, that's what's on the current schedule is 10:15, but
okay.
So
Todd,
10
if you could come back at 10:15 or
Okay.
Lisa, however you want to do it on your end. And Deb, we do not need you to come back, but thank you for your willingness
Okay.
to be here.
Well,
and
thank you.
understanding our confusion
Yep.
this morning.
That's fine. Thank you very much.
Okay, take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And we'll see you shortly, Todd. Thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
You owe me one, Vic.
So we want to recess and go and what are we doing now? The Portage Geauga thing?
Yeah, we'll recess and wait for our fellow colleagues for the
Okay.
Geauga joint
You know, I didn't
Board of
get a
Commissioners
copy.
meeting.
I didn't get a copy of the resolution for the city of Ravenna. It just says discussion, city of Ravenna. I did get a copy of the journal entry rather for the Wyndham, I think.
Yeah,
No,
we
I got
may-
one for Ravenna. I'm sorry.
it's okay. That was a confusing series of emails.
Yeah.
Greg, thanks for joining us. We'll wait for the other commissioners to join and hopefully get started
Just to
quickly.
let you know, my webcam seems to be acting funny, so right now I have no picture.
Okay, we know that,
Yes.
but we do see you here. And your audio is working just fine.
Okay, that works.
Good morning, Commissioner. We can see you're on, but we can't hear or see you yet. Amy, are we expecting all three commissioners or two at least?
I believe they're all three. The clerk just sent me a message that she's
Trying
sending.
to get on. And we need
There's 6.
at least 2 more
Yes.
for a quorum. Okay.
one of the commissioners can't get in and the other one's calling her, so they're working on it.
Okay. Commissioner Lennon looks like.
Morning.
Good morning.
The other guys are, did they get in yet?
We have Ralph here, but we haven't seen him or heard him yet, but he is in the meeting.
Oh, weird. Okay. Yeah, I just got an email saying there was technical difficulties or something. I don't know.
I think you and Jim are having trouble. Ralph, can you hear us? Looks like you've turned your audio on. Ralph, I can hear you real faint. Can you turn your volume up? Tim, you still there?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out, I don't know why this just looks different than the normal Zoom. I don't know why. I'm trying to,
Maybe because we do it as a webinar,
maybe.
but the video button is in the bottom corner for us.
Okay.
You could hit, it would probably say start video next
Yeah,
to the
I was
computer
looking
button.
for all that stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So when you make a motion or a second, can you please identify yourself? Because I can't see anybody.
I don't even see the mute on this one.
Jim just unmuted himself, so that's, Jim, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, great. We have Ralph on, but we can't hear him or see him, even though he is unmuted.
Okay.
Mm. I don't know why the format is just different.
We had some trouble this morning too, so
There's no options to unmute yourself or mute yourself or to do the video.
Jean or Amy as hosts, is there anything you maybe can do as far as granting further permission? Probably not, but can you look at that?
It was kind of odd that two of them were sitting in the attendees folder, but also were in the panelists simultaneously. So can you see now the lower left, the microphone and video?
Yes, something just changed there.
Okay.
Okay, can you do video too?
Yeah, yep.
We
And
want to see ya.
Let me see.
depending upon what operating system you're under, if you go down to the lower right, there should be in the tool tray a
Right.
speaker. And if you right click on it and open
I'm
up
just on
sound
it.
settings, you can change your microphone volume.
Okay. Is Ralph on yet?
We have all three of you on. Jim has figured out how to mute himself. So Jim, you may now be able to unmute and turn on video. And Ralph is still just here, but we can't see or hear him.
Okay. I'm gonna try and go in a different room. I got kids Zoom classes going on here this
I think
morning.
I heard them.
Yeah. It's like
They're
got
pretty
it all.
good.
Well,
We've
send them
got it
over.
all.
We could use some help.
I
We've
know,
got
they can fix this.
we've got a 3-ring circus going on here today. I will. I'm in the middle of a meeting.
Jim, can you unmute yourself? I know I should know this, but who is Jerry Morgan?
I don't know.
Amy?
Maybe from JDC?
But
I'm the
Jerry's-
county
Jerry's from-
administrator from Jaga County.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
Yeah.
that's what I thought. I'm like, this is a Yaga person. Are
Sorry.
you helping us, Jerry?
I'm sorry.
Are you helping us? We have Ralph on,
Okay.
but we can't see or hear him, even though he's not muted. And then Jim, we could hear, but now we can't.
Can you see me?
Yes.
All right.
All right. Okay. Now we need Jim or,
Hey, try and call Ralph on his cell phone, Jerry.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Gene, can you just like check permissions one more time? I'm sorry to be.
Yeah, you fixed something the last time. Whoever, Gene,
That was Gene.
yeah.
Well, it really depends on the invite. Either you come in as a participant directly
Oh,
or you come in as an attendee, but some people
Yeah.
came in directly by unknown cause.
our
Unless that's
invite,
what-
I think that's the problem. Our invite messed up. Usually it
We're
would be
not ready yet.
and you just hit the Zoom thing and bang, it would come on.
Right.
But like these invites were a little different. I can't explain it. I'm not a Zoom expert yet, but they were
Well, I'm going to
different.
guess everybody else here is in your school of thought. So
Yeah.
Can we deputize Jerry for today?
Yeah.
Give him voting powers.
Well, we got two. We got Jim,
We got
right?
Ralph, but we can't.
We can't hear Ralph.
I feel like we can get Jim back. He was here.
Ralph just said that he's trying to call in on the
Okay.
phone and it's immediately muting him.
Can he
So
hit star
That would be a
6?
setting, I think, on your guys' side.
Yeah,
Can he
maybe.
hit star 6 to unmute himself?
Okay.
Sorry, tell him that. It's different
Sorry.
on the phone. Ralph, try star 6 on your phone if you can hear me.
It didn't start until 30 minutes later because we had technical difficulties. And now we're on a meeting with Geauga County and they're having technical difficulties. So I'm concerned I'm going to be late. What is that?
Hey, Jerry, can you just put Ralph on your speakerphone and just get cracking?
Okay.
Yeah, let me try that.
Oh, sure. Oh, sure. Okay, then I will.
Ralph can hear us.
Uh-huh. Bye-bye.
I know.
How you doing, Todd? Is that Todd Peets?
It is.
Hey, Tim, how you doing?
Pretty good. How you been?
Good. How's everything in Jog County?
Oh, we're holding it together. Bear with, gum and duct tape.
Is Linda doing a good job for you guys?
Yes, she is. Yep. Thank you very much. We were
Great.
just about you the other day. And we appreciate your assistance. That was a great help in Portage County there.
Sure. I'd like to work with you guys more. I mean, like to, collaborate with Jog County as much as we can,
Absolutely.
Should I go, Kathleen?
It's gonna be a little while, Todd.
Okay.
We can let you know.
All right, just call me when you're ready or have somebody call
Okay,
me. All
I'll shoot you a text.
right, thank you.
Yep.
All right, bye-bye.
Amy, would it be possible for you to send just the phone number to Ralph and Tim, or not Tim, I'm sorry. Well, Jim is gone.
Tim is here.
Jim.
Oh, Jim, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just texted him. He's trying to reconnect.
Okay.
Jim is.
Maybe we'll get him.
Ralph, yeah.
I feel bad.
Ralph said it's still, as soon as he, even though he does the star 6, it unmutes him and then mutes him right back. So it must be, do you guys have it set up for automatic mute of phone calls or?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't leave us, Jim.
I'm not touching anything.
No. Okay.
Jerry, if
Jim,
you
you're
have
muted, but I know you can come
Ralph's
back.
phone number, I'll call him and can patch him in at the laptop here.
I have Tim's number, or I have Ralph's number in front of me. Ralph's number is 216-401-6509.
He was in earlier, just by
Yeah.
the cell phone number.
Yes, he says have somebody call him.
Okay, Jean is calling him.
Good.
Oh.
Okay, Ralph's waiting for that call.
Ralph, this is Gene Roberts with Portage County. I'm gonna connect you audio wise, and you just have to identify yourself when you're speaking. All right? Thank you.
Okay. Can you hear us, Ralph? Yes. Okay. Okay, sorry. Let's turn to the agenda. Tim, can you come back with us? Okay. Can you
Jim,
turn your audio on?
Jim,
Mickey has a gym too. This is okay. Let's call this meeting of the Portage Geauga County Joint Board of Commissioners to order. Do we have a motion to approve the July 29, 2020 meeting minutes?
so moved.
Second.
Roll call, Amy.
Vicky,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Ralph,
Yes.
Jean.
Jim.
Jim.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, moving on to our journal entries. I'll make a motion to receive the population per diem review for first through third quarters 2020 as presented by Interim Superintendent Greg Lomax, who is here with us today.
And I will second.
Second. Roll call, Amy.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
Ralph,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Yes.
Jim.
Yes.
You get Vicky?
Move to the adopt of the 2021 annual appropriations for the Portage Geauga County Joint Juvenile Detention Center, $2,509,113.
I'll second that motion.
Roll call.
Yeah, roll call, Amy.
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Ralph, Tim,
Yes.
Jim?
Tim
Yes.
said yes. Then did you say Jim?
Jim? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Move to amend to the Portage Jago Joint Juvenile Detention Center's annual appropriation resolution number 19-004 dated December 19, 2019.
I will second. Roll call, Amy.
Vicky?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes.
Ralph?
Yes.
Tim?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Move to appoint the appointment of Stanley Boykin to the Portage Jago Joint Board of Trustees, replacing Harold Brown for a term beginning August 12, 2020 and ending May 31, 2022.
I can second. Roll call, Amy.
Vicky?
Well, let me ask, was that recommended by your juvenile judge?
I believe so.
Yes.
Okay.
At their previous meeting. As shown in the packet, which I know this is a confusing meeting, but it is there, and in their notes.
And his term is going to be from the 12th. Let me see here.
August. Mm-hmm.
Yep, August 12th through May 21st of 2022.
Right.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm sorry, did I call for roll call, Amy?
Okay. Vicky?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes.
Ralph?
Yes.
Tim?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for getting through that. Do we have any additional business?
Who, I got a who's the director right now?
The interim director is Greg Lomax here
Greg
with
Yes,
us.
sir, that would be me.
Is he on this call?
Yes,
Yes.
I'm on here.
Okay. I don't see him.
Yeah, my camera is messed up on this laptop, so you just have my audio.
Okay. Can you just give us an update as to what, how we're doing? The last thing I heard, the whole thing was on its ear a few months ago. So you've stepped in and taken over now?
I'm not officially the superintendent. They haven't decided which way they're going as far as who will be the full-time superintendent at this point.
Okay.
They're awaiting an assessment report from Mr. Ron Stoller from Medina County, who did an assessment of the detention center just recently. As of right now, there has not been any decisions on that.
Mm-hmm. And as far as your operations, how has everything been steady and we're back to, controlled operations? Everything okay there?
Yes, as far as the operations and the procedures and, people, doing the things that they should have been doing from the start, that is definitely back in, control. Obviously, the issues we're running into now, which, everybody across, United States is running into is the COVID. We're having call-offs. So we're having some staffing issues with that. But I think for the most part, we've been able to manage that the best way we can. Yes, there's been, some overtime involved in that because of the call-offs. But I think staff have, done enough to help each other and understand that, people are getting sick, unfortunately. And, we need people to be here because we're essential workers. And they've done a good job of at least covering for other people.
Okay. Okay, good. In Portage County Commissioners, are you all comfortable with everything right now as far as everything you've heard lately, the way it's proceeding? Any concerns or questions?
No, I mean, the pandemic is obviously just a huge concern, especially in a facility like this for everyone. And there's been some problems at the facility. I think the judges and their board who are charged with that oversight are working to address those. And I feel comfortable with with what we have passed today, but obviously there are some issues to address when we come out of this pandemic, and Greg and your staff that are working and doing, what you need to do to get through and keeping people safe. We appreciate that and hope we come out of this as soon as humanly possible. So those are all the comments that I have. All right. Gentlemen, thank you so much for persevering through technical difficulties on our end. We appreciate it very much. We wish you a safe and healthy end to this pandemic up in Geauga County, and hope that you have a safe and happy holidays. Keep in touch with us, of course, as we continue through this joint process. And with that, could we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Who seconded? I heard it. Was it Ralph?
Yes.
Okay. Roll call, Amy.
Vicky,
Yes.
Ralph,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Jim.
Yes.
Great. Thank you
Thank-
so much,
Thank you,
everyone.
everybody.
Take
Happy
care,
holidays.
please.
Everyone.
Thank you, sir.
I can't hear you.
You're muted, Kathleen.
Sorry.
We're all,
It's like steering us. Where do we need to get to Joanne's portion of the budget? Or do you want us to just start back where we left off?
if we could, only because if there's changes, we need to have some time to do that and not reconvene the board later today. And at the same time, I would reach out to Todd and Joanne and get them up and running. But there are 3 resolutions that were communicated. One was for the Ravenna 7 movie. One was for the social assistance, the second list that was prepared by Job and Family Service. And the third one is the Group 2 list, or the Round 2 list of businesses. I'm happy to discuss that. Ryan's here with us from the board, and I'm gonna, while you discuss the potential of doing it, I'm gonna try and get Todd and Joanne.
Okay, so why don't I, let's reconvene the general session and bring up under internal services, the 3 CARES Act related funding resolutions.
Okay.
But let's pause for a moment while we wait for Joanne and Todd. And I will also I need to pull this up.
Well, I'm here. I might as well say good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Ryan.
It's been a chaotic one for us.
It's another day in paradise.
I think it's Jean that needs to present these. Am I correct, Ryan? Or, okay.
It may go under Joanne. I apologize, but because it's under.
It's under Joanne, but I think Jean will present. If Joanne, either way.
Yeah, I believe Jean's going to present the information.
Okay.
Todd's in, and I left Joanne a message, so at least we can go ahead and get started if you want.
Yeah. Jean, Can you give us, my assumption is you'll give us some explanation on the 3 resolutions. Is that how we?
I would say that the first one I'd like to consider is the Ravenna Movie 7. That's the company that is a subsidiary to NDS, or NDS has some vested interest in it. And as such, the work group reviewed their application independent of NDS's process. NDS will not be receiving an additional fee. They did nothing with this application. It's 100% us. It was originally approved as a placeholder in the first group of applications known as round 1, or the approved application process. Now we're looking at carving that out and making it a standalone. The original amount, I believe, was 186, and we're now down at 177 as we've adjusted, taking out, and it was, I believe, truly done by error. They had some February expenses that were incurred in February, paid in March, and so when they did their accounting software upload, they just included all those payments in March, even though the service was received in February. They're backed out, and of course, we cannot receive revenue for property taxes, so that was taken out. That's the reason we're down to the lesser amount.
Okay. Move that the Board of Commissioners approves distribution of CARES funding to Ravenna 7 Movies in Portage County, who has submitted a complete application.
I will second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
The next one is,
I just like to add, that application was received and complete in the first round.
Okay.
I
Even though we're
assumed that
approving
because it was in that first resolution, but the change was
Yeah.
what Jean explained. Okay.
the next resolution we're asking for is the, what we're calling list 2 from the social assistance. That's rents, mortgages, and utilities. That lists the second group that they're able to get approved, which totals $57,095.68 for all those applicants.
And this is rent, mortgage, and utility assistance, Jean?
Correct. Through Job and Family Service, yes.
Move that the Board of Commissioners declares approval for distribution of CARES funding through Portage County Job and Family Services for distribution of public assistance for payment or reimbursement to those individuals who have submitted complete applications in Portage County.
I will second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
The third one is a resolution for the business assistance, and like the other 2, this third one has been approved as to form by the prosecutor's office. This one is the best process that the work group could come up with. It provides for the 14 applicants, 4 of which were defined by NDS as not being eligible based on their application to receive money. They're not listed here, but the remaining 10 are grouped into 2, 9 of which are receiving 100% of their ask, and the last and largest one is receiving roughly 58% of their ask, but that amount is $1.7 million. So that's our recommendation from the work group.
Jean, a couple of questions. What is the numbering system on the resolution with the businesses?
Where it says #07.
Yeah.
That ties back to the spreadsheet that we've used. The first group was like 001, 002. This one's just pound instead of numbering starting with 100. Just a way to separate the 2 groups.
Okay, and identify them internally.
Correct.
And then can you just, I think you just said this, but so these businesses submitted a timely application, but it was incomplete.
Correct.
And they were given the opportunity, they worked with NDS to get their application into the complete column.
Correct. All the original group that was approved means they had everything. And in some cases, they may have said does not apply, but they addressed the question on the NDS list of things to submit with the application. NDS went back and worked with that first group. And then when they were done with the first group, they went back and worked with the second group, of which I think there was 63 to begin with. They reduced it to 14 because some people withdrew, some people didn't respond. And of that, 4 of them, they found by reviewing the information provided, they were not eligible to receive money. It was a complete application at that point, but they were not eligible based on the CARES guidance documents provided. And then the remaining 10 are funded at the amounts we've provided for in the resolution.
And then would you say that there exists probably another group that came in after the deadline?
There are some who did not make the deadline. In some cases, there was some back and forth, but in every case, we had to set a deadline. Otherwise, to be fair to everybody that didn't respond, and now they come back and say, well, you extended the deadline for this business, you should do that for us. And then we just open it up and it would be never ending. And as we have to respectfully understand that the drop dead date to get these people paid is this coming Monday. So if we were to go back and forth, there'd be more board meetings, maybe Sunday, Saturday, it had to stop. It had to stop.
Right. And has there been communication with late applicants that there could be funding down the road, or has it just been your application was late, we'll keep it on file? How did that get handled?
Todd probably spelled it out better than anybody else. If there is more funding coming, then yes. But the question needs to be asked is the additional funding that comes to us, will it come with the same guidelines as the current? If it comes to us directly and it has the same guidelines, then we could pull their application and put them in with no additional work required, except maybe expanding the time limit, because we don't know what that's going to be. It's really difficult to project. The way this whole thing traversed to the county, it was such a narrow window. 4 weeks was just almost an impossible lift. So I can report we will spend all the money that was provided in one way or the other. Todd and Joanne have accounted for all its use. So we've done what I think has been a good job relative to being good stewards of the money provided to us, and at the same time, putting it back into the economy where hopefully it'll do the most good.
Yeah, and I want to, by no means in my questions, do I want it to come across that
No, I didn't take it that way. I don't think anybody
yeah,
else.
just what you guys have done is incredible here. And I do think it is a huge help to the small businesses in the community. And I'm just, there, of course, as a quick moving process, and not everybody is, some people are very happy. I think there's some people who aren't, and just trying to figure out what the exact messaging is to talk to them so we can all get through this. And
Well, and NDS at the work group's instruction said, we're going to hold all these, but it's only, as Todd so eloquently put it, we can hold them, but if the rules change, we're going to have to ask for reapplication. Now, would there be additional consideration? That would be up to the board. I would support that, but I can't say that it would make sense till you see what the new rules are.
right.
I think that's what we have to message the businesses. If the county does get more money and decides to run a second program, we'll have to set that program up based on the new rules of that new allocation. I would, all the talk is it's not going to be the same as CARES, regardless of how it comes. So at that point, we'll have to see, and then ask for submissions based on those guidelines.
Got it. Okay.
And I have talked to a couple of the applicants that were upset and explained that to them, and they understand. I'm sorry the communication, just like this morning, wasn't perfect, but I have one more person to call that I understand is pretty upset. and I'll do the same thing and explain to them. We can't control what came to us, when it came to us, or the rules by which it came, so.
And and this is a change, just a highlight from the discussion we had last week. I mean, we were discussing different options, and instead of the county taking a portion of this money, this is a not their entire requested amount, but a big allocation in our world of budgeting for the hospital. And I think that's, showing that the difficulty that they have gone through and the community, the strategic partner that they've been to the EMA and to public health every step of the way. And also just the importance that having a hospital in our community is, especially as the healthcare climate is such that hospitals are closing. It's an important, very important asset in our community that I think we're all very grateful for, especially in a pandemic. So I think that the conversation last week was helpful, but I think we've arrived at the right spot, and I appreciate your leadership, Jean, especially, and Ryan and Todd to kind of land the ship with this decision. So I don't know if you want to say anything, Vicki, but I know we were kind of discussing a lot of different things last week, but I think this makes a lot of sense.
Just like you said, Kathleen, I think they've done an outstanding job. I mean, I don't know how they did it. I would get emails late at night, early in the morning, just thinking you're asleep, Huh. But
and our employees have done a lot through this, but I think it is better for us to get this money out in the community where it's so needed than to hang on. It's tough because our future is uncertain too, but I think this makes the most sense at this point in time, and let's hope we get through this. So, thank you.
Are we ready for the resolution?
I'm ready.
Move that the Board of Commissioners approves distribution of CARES funding to businesses in Portage County who have submitted complete applications.
I will second. Roll call, Amy.
Vicki,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you for the comments. It's appreciated. Thank you.
All right, Jean, help me out here.
Todd, I maybe would make the most sense only because I don't see Joanne on yet, so something must have popped downstairs for her.
I was just curious where we were in terms of, am I still a half an hour away, or?
Let me hold on. Let's look at this.
We have water resources, internal services, job and family services been done, budget and finance, prosecutor, and then the board's miscellaneous.
Let's do water resources. Hang with me, but let's do water resources. I will get Todd Pete's back here in 5 minutes. Can we get Joanne? What is your sense of Joanne? She has a pretty big.
Yeah.
He declined the invitation.
Oh, she did to the meeting? Todd, have you talked to her today?
You're muted, Todd.
It looked like you said no.
Talking to the wall. No, I did just talk to her about, 10 minutes ago. In fact, right before I logged in, we were on the phone.
Okay.
You know, I know she's swamped with all her POs right now. Today's the last day. Well, yesterday was the last day. Now she has to do the process. But so she is down there. She just may not have gotten the message.
Okay.
I did talk to her when the schedule got left to center, and I told her I'd call her when we were ready. So
Yeah.
whatever she's involved in, I'm sure she'll come up as quick as she can.
So oops, I keep muting. I'll be back in like half an hour, 40 minutes. Is that?
Yeah, Todd, can you just kind of monitor us? And yes, I think we should try to get to these other.
Yeah, I don't get you guys live, but if Gene just shoots me a text, I'll come in.
Okay.
Are we going to water resources now?
Yeah, except I think we should line up what we're doing next. Can we line Joanne up in 5 minutes?
I can call her again, but
You didn't reach her? I'm sorry, Gene.
no, that's all right.
Okay.
It's going to voicemail.
This is Joanne.
Joanne, Gene here.
Yeah.
Are you available about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something like that?
I can be,
All right.
and just for the record, I want everyone to know I didn't decline any meeting. I declined the one that she sent that was the wrong date.
Oh, okay, we're good.
Okay,
Thanks.
5 minutes, I'll call in.
All right. Bye.
Okay, perfect. And then I can text Todd as Joanne's wrapping up. Todd Peets.
Okay.
And then the prosecutor's office, what's been going on with them? Have we heard from Dave Garnier?
If there's any questions, I think I'm well versed in it. I can discuss it, or we can get a hold of him. I've got his direct contact number.
Okay. I think we had him booked for the meeting. Is that right, Amy?
Yes. And I
Okay.
told him earlier that we were running late.
Okay. Do you want him here, Gene?
It's your call, unless you're getting into legal technical questions. It's a release of bond, so.
I'm okay not to have him. I read his email.
Yeah.
We have the packet. So we can just do that after, and then we'll be back and can do Todd.
Okay.
Okay. So let's do
Water resources.
I'm sorry.
Move that the Board of Commissioners approves a request from Lori Vance for installment payments of connection charges for connections to the sanitary sewage system in the Portage County Regional Sewer District and establishing the terms and conditions of the same.
I will second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to approve a request from Brian A. Johnson for installment payments of connection charges for connection to the water system in the Portage County Regional Sewer District and establishing the terms and conditions of the same.
I will second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes. Hold up a second. Is this duplicative? The third resolution? No, I'm sorry.
Okay. Move that the Board of
Can you-
Commissioners agrees to enter into a release and settlement agreement between CID Emmering Cruz and the Portage County Board of Commissioners.
Jean, can you just briefly, let me get back to the packet.
This was the issue we discussed with Mr. Garnier to settle a litigation
That's right.
back on September 12th or 19th, somewhere in that time frame. I'm sorry, October, November, somewhere in there. We talked about it, and there was an offer presented from the opposing side's attorney, and the recommendation from both Mr. Garnier and myself were in support of closing this.
Got it. I thank you for refreshing my memory, and I'm in the right place in the packet. I will second that motion. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes. Okay. Joanne will be here shortly, I feel. Man, I feel like I just botched this agenda. I am sorry, guys.
Kathleen, you did.
Okay.
It's been a very, first of all, I was 25 minutes late, I think.
I know, but I was trying to pack things and it was a bad combo.
Not to change things, but to move them along, if you want to go ahead and do the prosecutor's resolution 1, reference Maple Crest while we're waiting.
Okay. Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to release escrow funds for construction of street, storm sewer, and drainage improvements for the Maple Crest Development Project, Maple Crest Parkway Subdivision Number 1, and Talmadge Road improvements in Burnfield Township, Portage County.
Great. Jean, could you just give us a quick closing remarks on this? I know this has been a long time coming.
This has been one of the more unusual funding for a capital project by a developer. It took advantage of multiple revenue streams. So the bottom line is it's finally done. It's out on 18. Where Menards is at. That project has gotten to the point where the road widening's done and the utilities are in and the roadways are in. And this is the final step, is to release this bond in order to put money back into developer so he can move on to other things. So.
Okay. I will, thank you. I will second. Roll call, Amy.
Vicki?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes. Okay, is that you, Joanne?
It's me.
Okay, we are so glad you're here. Sorry for all the confusion on our end.
Yeah, that's okay. And I didn't, the only meeting that I declined was the one that was sent originally for yesterday. And I knew that that was a mistake, that you guys don't meet on Wednesday. So that was the only one I declined, not today.
No problem. Lots of wrenches in the system this week, but we're making it through. You have a lot going on and a big agenda here. Let's start.
Do you want to do the resolutions first before we talk about the maintenance issue, or?
Sure, we can do that. We can do
Okay.
that. Yep.
It might be easier and probably quicker.
Sure.
First resolution is for the county engineer. When they put their resolution together for their auction, and I was pulling titles and stuff, I found where they made some errors in the actual serial numbers and the dates of the vehicles. So this is correcting that.
Can you guys give me one moment to catch up in the packet? And never mind, I'm all set. Go ahead, Vicki.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to amend resolution number 20-0676 dated November 12, 2020, authorized sale of obsolete equipment and miscellaneous truck parts by public auction for the county engineer's office.
I will second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicki?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes.
Okay. Number 2 is the agreement with the NOTCOG for Job and Family Services for the new fiscal time, July 2020 through June 30th, of 2021, in the amount of $357,500.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into an agreement between the Portage County Board of Commissioners on behalf of the Portage County Job and Family Services and Northeast Ohio Consortium Council of Governments.
I will second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicki?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes. Sorry, Joanne, I didn't say we don't have Sabrina here, so it's moving even faster.
Oh, okay. The next one is on behalf of the prosecutor's office, and this is for the VAWA, Violence Against Women's program that they run. They do this resolution kind of, seems to be backwards to me, but they do it at the end of the year for the year that they've done, that they've already been preceded. So this is to cover the money coming in this year for $23,982.84 for that program.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into an agreement between the Portage County Board of Commissioners in conjunction with the Portage County Prosecutor and Family and Community Services, Inc., Safer Futures.
I will second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Okay, the next 8 resolutions are all for Job and Family Services, and you're going to see that in the resolutions, they were for various dates. Some were supposed to be done from July 1st to June 30th, and then some from October 1st through September of 2021. And these all had been held up because of their funding issues that are going on. So I just want to give that blanket statement as we go through these. So the first one is between Job and Family Services and Family and Community Services for their Transitional Recovery House Case Management for the Children's Services Division in the amount of $57,000, and it was one that ran from July 1st through June 30th of 2021.
And Julianne, you're saying that we're on this today because of that?
They did not, right, they did not, they didn't put them through, prior to June, prior to October, because at the time they had a funding issue with being able to get them certified by the auditor and signed by everyone.
Okay.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into an agreement between the Board of Commissioners on behalf of Portage County Job and Family Services and Family and Community Services, Inc. for Transitional Recovery House Case Management Services.
Second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Okay, the next one is with Coleman Professional Services that handles the child and adult emergency reporting services. That was from October 1st of 2020 to September 30th of 2021 in the amount of $71,569.20.
The Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into an amendment number 2 for child and adult emergency reporting services, CARES, between the Board of Commissioners on behalf of the Portage County Job and Family Services and Coleman Professional Services, Inc.
I will second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Okay, the next one is with Coleman Professional. They provide parenting services, to eligible residents in our county. This is a contract that was October 1st through September 30th, 2021 in the amount of $20,000.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into an amendment number 1 for parenting services, Nurturing Parent, between the Board of Commissioners on behalf of Portage County Job and Family Services and Coleman Professional Services, Inc.
Second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Okay, the next one is a PRC agreement for housing assistance that Family and Community Services provides to Job and Family Services eligible people. This one again ran from October 1st, 2020 through September 30th of 21 for $100,000.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into an amendment number 2 for prevention, retention, and contingency housing assistance between the Board of Commissioners and on behalf of Portage County Job and Family Services and Family and Community Services.
Second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
All right, the next one is the agreement with Family and Community Services for visitation. They provide visitation to children who are in the custody of Portage County Job and Family Services in between. This one was from July 1st, 2020 through June 30th of 21 and the amount was $107,887.60.
The Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into an agreement for visitation aid services between the Board of Commissioners on behalf of the Portage County Job and Family Services and Family and Community Services, Inc.
I will second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
All righty, the next one is with Coleman Professional for what they call Certified Peer Recovery Supporter Program, and this is for the Ohio START program that they started up, and it was for an additional year between July 1st, 2020 and June 30th of 2021 for $77,635.96.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into an agreement for a certified peer recovery supporter program between the Board of Commissioners on behalf of the Portage County Job and Family Services and Coleman Professional Services, Inc.
Second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Okay, the next one is with Town Hall 2, who provides alcohol and drug screening services, again, for the clients that go with Children's Services Program. October 1st, 2020 through September 30th of 2021 for $7,500.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into an amendment number 1 for alcohol and drug screening services between the Board of Commissioners on behalf of the Portage County Job and Family Services and Town Hall 2.
I will second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
The next one is, again, a PRC for domestic violence services. It's the Safer Futures program that Family and Community Services does for Job and Family Services. This was to extend another year from October 1st, 2020 through September 30th of 2021 at the cost of $149,859.93.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into amendment number 2 for prevention, retention, and contingency domestic violence services entitled Safer Futures between the Board of Commissioners on behalf of Portage County Job and Family Services and Family and Community Services, Inc.
Second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Okay, the next resolution is for our third-party administrator for workers' compensation, which is called Comp Management. This is for the new year, January 1st, 2021 through December 31st of 2021. The amount is $25,381, which is the same amount they've charged us for the last 3 years.
Nice.
Okay, that's 16,000 annually for 3 years. Is that what?
This one is $25,381 with Comp Management for workers' comp.
I feel like we have these
It's number 12 on your list.
Vicky, these are backwards in the packet, but they're,
Oh,
you see what I'm seeing?
okay.
Yeah, when you brought up
First.
16,000, that's the last resolution. Sorry about that.
That's okay. No, it was listed. They were just flipped.
Okay.
Okay.
So I read number 12 as it is on our sheet though, right?
Yes.
Okay. Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into an agreement between the Board of County Commissioners and Comp Management, Inc. for workers' compensation TPA services for 2021.
Second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Okay, and the last resolution then is with Maximus. They do our cost allocation plan, and that's where we get the charges that we use to charge back rental and the square footage in our buildings, the indirect costs that Job and Family Services pay into different pots of money. It's for 3 years, and it is $16,000 a year, which is a slight increase over what they've charged us for the last 10.
Okay, move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into agreement with Maximus, Inc. to prepare the end of the cost allocation plan for the Portage County Board of Commissioners.
Second, roll call, Amy.
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Okay. So then going back up to the discussion about the maintenance staff for the sheriff's office, I originally brought this up in 2018, and then the last time I brought it up was in 2019 about the need for the sheriff to hire his own maintenance person. We get called out because they could care less if it's in the middle of the night, how many times, on things that aren't necessarily emergency, but that's the way they flag them, because we have to pay the overtime out of the general fund for that. But when I started talking about this, especially in 2019, it was because we had just, expanded the building, by another third, and the amount of issues that come up, they need a person there all the time, somebody that's working for the sheriff that he can control their hours. Maybe it's a split day, maybe they're not going to work during the week and maybe work on weekends when things crop up. And I thought we were moving to where, and the reason I brought it up in July was so that it could get funded, in the process. But somewhere along the line, and I believe I thought I had concurrence from the board to do that, because it's a no-win situation for us in the general fund maintenance department to do this for them. And I also wanted those people, the person hired, so while the construction was going on, they'd be there to learn the nuances of the new areas of the building. And that was my request. Somewhere along the line, it sounded almost like I was looking to get overtime payment for our maintenance guys, and that's not where this was coming from. It was to solely get a person designated, hired by and employed by the sheriff.
Joanne, I think that didn't move forward because they never took action to hire someone. I mean, and also, was that money moved to use for something else? Because I do know the board agreed with you.
Well, and that's what I recall too. And I gave you, you guys had asked for the, like one of the job descriptions that we used. And I know in conversations that I had with the sheriff, they were wanting to have someone out there full time because, again, every time we turn around, someone has flushed down rags and gummed up the works. They flush down blankets and sheets. There's lights that always have to be fixed. There's always leaky toilets. There is plenty of work to do for a person full time. I know that.
Right.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I thought we had concurrence, and I just don't know where it fell apart. I don't know if the money never got there, got put in his budget, because I can't believe, for as serious as the sheriff was about the need, that they wouldn't go ahead and try to hire someone or want to hire someone.
And the situation only got worse with this pandemic. I mean,
right.
No.
Well, and things slowed, when we first started out in the pandemic, they were, only putting guys, people into jail that they had to. Anybody else, they were kind of getting them out as much as they could. So our census was down. But now we've ramped back up. We're over 200 people. And they have their own cases out there of issues going on with COVID. So it's even more important that they try to keep things cloistered there. I would hate for our maintenance guys to be going out there, catch something, bringing it back to the admin building and the rest of the buildings that they work in, because they've been exposed too. So that's my thought behind it all. And that's where I'd like to, if you guys are going to be talking about budgets, this is something that I feel strongly about needs to be funded for the sheriff.
I agree.
Joanne, either way, it's a general revenue fund item, right?
Correct. That is correct.
And
Yes, it's general fund money. It's just that it's much easier for the sheriff to control the person's hours and duties than it is for us here to do that and send someone out there.
And then, do you feel, my concern would be they'd hire someone and they would still be calling you.
There may be things that and at first, we're going to have our maintenance, some of our maintenance guys are going to have to show this person, I feel sure, unless they're lucky enough to hire someone that's got a great background. Now, the big things like the HVAC system out there, we're probably still going to have to worry about and do, but I'm talking about the general maintenance things that go wrong every day, like with the toilets leaking and seats flying off and the plug ups in the drains and so forth. Those are something that could be handled easily by someone there, and we're not spending our guys who are are more experienced with the bigger ticket items in the buildings going out there to do that.
And does the court pay for their own maintenance, or would this be unique?
When you say the court, are you talking about the courthouse?
Yes.
Ravenna and Kent? No, we have our maintenance guys.
But you're right. I mean, there's obviously a bunch of facilities.
Right. Our maintenance guys take care of all the buildings technically, but not Gene's. I mean, don't get me wrong. We don't go into water resources buildings. They take care of their own. But the Kent Courthouse, Ravenna Courthouse, the Widow Block, the prosecutor's building,
Mickey?
Station 30. No, county engineer does his own, just like Gene does his own. The dog warden we take care of. We take care of the record center. I'm probably leaving some out, but we've got plenty of areas that we take care of, and it's just now, because the jail has expanded, it's becoming more burdensome.
And the jail is unique, that they do things out
there.
That
is correct. That's correct.
Okay.
So that was when you asked the question about what could we do?
Right.
That was the first thing that came to my mind that would definitely give some note here, because sooner than later, unfortunately, we're going to get bombarded with snow. And since we're cleaning areas now with the UV things, as soon as we get the first big snowstorm, our guys are pulled because they're going to be plowing and cleaning out parking lots and sidewalks so that people can get into work.
Right.
So,
one other thing, Joanne.
Yeah.
I assume this is a big lift for you now. I mean, obviously, are your guys working a lot of overtime? Like, is there a reduction in your need if we take that off your plate?
Right now, we are, because of the cases that have come up in the various buildings, we have to get in there when there's not going to be people around. So they have been coming in at 6 or 6:30, or they'll stay when they know that the courthouses are closing at 4 o'clock to get this done. The one thing, it impacts the budget only because the majority of our guys use it for comp time. They don't use the payment option. So all we have to do is make sure we still have bodies here versus having to have actual more in my budget to pay.
Okay.
So at this juncture, we're still okay. We have a job open out there for replacement for Tom's position that we've not been successful in getting anybody to really apply for. And I think that goes back to some of the issues that came up with the unemployment that people were able to get, and versus I'm going to collect this instead of looking for a job. I'm hoping that maybe after the first of the year we'll have, if this doesn't continue, we'll have more people that might be interested.
Okay.
But so far, we're handling it. I can't risk somebody coming down with something and then spreading it to everyone else.
Right.
Yeah.
Good.
But I am poised that if something like that happens, I've got irons in the fire to get cleaner, get a cleaning company or to get a plowing company or something like that. So we have to be ready.
Okay.
I'm not looking for an answer today, or anything like that, but I just wanted to put it back on in front and center so everybody's aware.
Okay.
During the budget
All right.
discussion is timely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Joanne.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Todd.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
Great.
So basically what we're asking for is the commissioner's blessing to move forward on two different critical infrastructure grants. One is for Wyndham Village, which is on Maple Grove. They want to do some water line improvements. And another one in the city of Ravenna, I think it's Paxton. They also want to do water and road improvements. This is a pre-app. So basically what the state wants to do is submit potential requests. They say yay or nay to those, and then in January we submit the full application, and you'll see the full application with the costs and everything else associated with that. Both communities, to my understanding, are paying the match, so there is no out of pocket of the commissioners.
I don't have a journal entry for Wyndham. I do have for Ravenna. Do you have a journal entry for Wyndham?
I think I do. I just have to track it down.
It's the same verbiage, just with Ravenna at the end.
Okay. Would you want me to go ahead with the journal entries then, Kathleen?
Is it just the word Wyndham, or is there something specific to the project, Amy?
The journal entry was very general.
Generic.
Yeah.
I'll do the Ravenna one first and see what you think.
Okay.
The Board of Commissioners authorizes the Portage County Regional Planning Commission to submit a pre-application for a critical infrastructure grant for the city of Ravenna.
Second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes. Let's do Wyndham. Sorry.
Move that the Board of Commissioners authorizes the Portage County Regional Planning Commission to submit a pre-application for a critical infrastructure grant for the village of Wyndham.
Second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes. Great. Todd, thank you. Sorry about all this.
Hey, no problem. Thank you guys. Appreciate everything you do. I'll talk to you soon.
Wait, Todd.
Oh, sorry.
Don't you have one more, or is that just miscellaneous? It's done at the end?
Do I have one more what?
For Haven?
The Haven.
Actually, yes, that's a good point.
Just in case there's any questions.
Now, there was a separate,
Yeah.
yeah.
We have a journal entry, Todd.
Yeah, I've got the backup, but I don't know that I've got the journal entry.
Okay.
It's to sign.
It's on page 6.
It's on our agenda. It's the DSA certification of determination of subsequent exemption for a categorical exclusion project form for the Haven.
Okay.
Did you just make that move, Kathleen?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
No, she's just saying what you have on your agenda.
Trying to give Todd context.
I appreciate that. I do. So Lisa is out on medical leave today. She's going through some testing, and so she told me I was doing the other two we already did, and didn't really mention that one to me. So I apologize for not knowing about it, which is fantastic, by the way.
Okay.
But I'm not really familiar with it. I'm sure whatever she asked you to do, though, was to help push that Haven project, move that project forward.
So
we,
if that could be done next week, Todd, or is there?
I'm gonna have to say yes, because I don't have the information to provide, so I don't feel comfortable telling you what to do or not to do. Without,
Okay.
If you remember, that was the
Let me-
Havens $225,000 CDBG amount that, for water and sewer project. I don't know if that helps or not.
No, I'm familiar with that, but I'm not sure what the request is right now of the commissioners.
Oh.
I'm aware of what that project was.
They have the commissioners, president sign the exemption certificate, categorical exclusion for the project.
Oh, that's pretty vanilla. We've talked about that.
Mhm. I'm going to assume that maybe due to the amount of money being spent on the project, potentially there needs to be a special approval, but that's just speculation on my part. I think we already talked about, the commissioners already sent it to the state, already approved the projects. So I'm not sure exactly what's involved in that and what that actually is entailing. So I'd feel probably more comfortable just asking to put it on next week's agenda.
I think it has to go because it's dated.
It's dated.
Yeah, let me go grab it. Do you want me to send it to you, Todd? I can email it.
Sure.
Was that okay? You guys give me just a second?
Well, and I don't think there's any problems with it. I think we're just asking, again, I feel bad because I don't have anything in front of me telling me what it was, but I think the reason why we gave it to you is the commissioners had to approve it. I just don't know what we're asking you to approve, so that's my problem.
So Amy, just stay here. I'm looking at it in the packet. When you say it is dated, Amy, what are you referring to?
I just emailed Julie about it and she said it can't wait. I think it needs your signature.
Let me see here.
The way it reads, it's kind of, I've never seen it that way, but it looks like it was a subsequent exemption for categorical exclusion. So maybe you're right, Todd, because of for whatever reason, the state asked for the subsequent exemption.
Julie says it's date certification signed and submitted December 10th, 2020.
Why couldn't we just change the date to the 17th?
Julie just sent me a text that said it has to be to the state. She wanted to send it tomorrow.
I'm calling Lisa right now to see what I can get.
Because she had to though, or because she wanted to?
I don't know.
It looks like the state, it's a December 28th.
So, okay, you know what Lisa was trying to get through the commissioners? This is something she didn't even tell me that was going through the commissioners.
No, she didn't say anything.
Some sort of categorical exclusion.
F20,
Yes.
is it for the Haven?
Yes.
I don't know anything other than that.
Okay.
Sorry.
We're on the same page. Unfortunately, not on the page that Lisa, she had scheduled to take care of a medical issue. I was told the only thing that was coming to you today was the CDBG critical infrastructure stuff. So I feel I had no idea.
Todd, you have done what you need to do here, and you are. You can go ahead and go. We'll figure this out.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye-bye.
Have the rest of your day, and thanks for all of your flexibility today.
Sure. No problem. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, let's come back to this. All right. So we are at budget and finance, as far as I can tell.
So are we holding this, Kathleen, till next week? Is Haven?
I'll see if I can look at the document that needs to be signed and see if there is critical mass.
Dean, I apologize. There's been a lot of email and this has been a pretty complex meeting, but I was under the impression that, and I know we went over the agenda and that was close to a 2-hour discussion too. But I was under the understanding, I think, that this was routine, but I am happy to pull it so we can investigate it a little bit more. Because usually, even if it's routine and we have RPC on the phone, they can just quickly say it. And so.
I just sent an email too.
To what, Amy, though? Lisa is the only one who knows, and she's on medical leave. Like, it's not real appropriate.
It's from Lisa.
What, an email?
From the other day. Mm-hmm.
Well, there's also an email from Lisa here in the packet. Is that the email you sent?
The environmental review for the Haven of Portage County, that was on November 30th?
Right.
Yes.
Okay. I have that too.
Yeah.
Do you see that, Jean? Her memo?
Email?
No, I don't believe I've gotten that one. If I did, I stepped over it.
It's page 89 of our 94-page packet. Do you have the packet in front of you?
Hang on one second.
Okay.
You're talking about the electronic version, I'm assuming.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Let me make a call real quick. I'll be back.
Okay.
That makes sense to me, that document, that we should go ahead and pass it as written.
Okay. I'll be honest, looking at it, Jean.
Okay, I just got a text from Stacy, and she said Lisa is asking for ER certification. That's what Todd needs to know. ER certification.
Stacy Brown?
NDS, right.
Okay.
What is ER certification, Jean? ER.
Environmental review.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, Jean, you're comfortable with it? To me, those 2 sentences in the memo the second one doesn't really follow from the first, but this isn't my specialty.
It's a categorical exception, which means the federal law actually has carved out pieces of the environmental review and said, if you fit all this, you're good. You don't have to do the entire. So if it's a categorical exception, it's been reviewed by the state and it meets the categorical portion of it. So I'd say we're good.
Okay.
It is pretty much a routine.
Yeah, that's what Stacy.
Thank you. That is what I originally thought, and then I got tripped up here. So thank you for everyone pausing on this. And Vicki, if you're at that portion of the agenda, let's go ahead and.
Okay. Move that the Board of Commissioners authorize Commissioner Clyde, President of the Board, to sign the Ohio Development Services Agency certification of determination of subsequent exemption for categorical exclusion project form for the Haven of PC Water and Sewer Project Water FAC improvements in the amount of $225,200 funded by the 2020 Community Development Grant as presented by Regional Planning Commission.
I will second. Roll call, Amy.
Vicki?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes. Okay, why don't we just keep going right down this agenda?
Okay, do you want to approve the minutes? Move that the Board of Commissioners approve the December 30, 2020 regular meeting minutes.
Second, roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to fix amount of official bonds for 2 deputy coroners in the amount of $5,000 each.
Second, roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Move that the Board of Commissioners acknowledge receipt of the November 25th, 2020 and December 7th, 2020 certificate of the county auditor that the total appropriations from each fund do not exceed the official estimate resources for the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2020, as presented by the Portage County Auditor.
Second, roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Move that in accordance with ORC 321.261, the Board of Commissioners acknowledge the receipt of the Portage County Prosecutor's Report of Activity in the DTAC account through November 30th, 2020.
Second, roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Move that in accordance with ORC 311.20, the Board of Commissioners acknowledge the receipt of the Portage County Sheriff's monthly jail reports for expenditures and food costs for prisoners for November 2020.
Second, roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Move that
can we-
in accordance with Ohio Revised Code Section 325.07, the Board of Commissioners acknowledge receipt of the monthly record of proceedings and transactions for November 2020 as presented by the Portage County Sheriff's Department.
What's that numbered, Vicky?
4,
I don't have 4.
it's journal entry 4.
Is that it after 4?
Yeah.
Second,
What was the last one?
roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes. Can we stand at ease for 3 minutes?
Okay. Yes.
All right. I can barely see my screen. Okay, Vicki. Todd, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Let's do start with the first 4 resolutions. Did you send us the,
Yeah, large numbers, but nothing out of the ordinary. This is the end of the year. Everything's trying to get done. The then and nows were like 1.7 million, but almost all of that is the CARES business assistance checks starting to go out. And again, with all the timing, they just turned out to be then and nows. Otherwise, though, it's nothing worth concern, just high volume here to finish out the year.
okay. Vicki, do you want to move the first one? Are you muted? Am I muted? Okay. It's okay. You're muted.
You know, I was saying it and you said you want to do the first one. I'm like, I am doing it.
What is she doing today? Sorry. Okay, yeah.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to approve the Thursday, December 10, 2020 bills ACH payments as presented by the county auditor and reviewed by the Department of Budget and Financial Management.
I will second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to approve the Thursday, December 10, 2020 wire transfers for health benefits as presented by the county auditor and reviewed by the Department of Budget and Financial Management.
I will second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to approve the Thursday, December 10, 2020 journal vouchers as presented by the county auditor and reviewed by the Department of Budget and Financial Management.
I will second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to approve the Thursday, December 10, 2020 then and now certification as presented by the county auditor and reviewed by the Department of Budget and Financial Management.
I will second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes. Todd, on number 5, is that
Yeah.
an email or in our packet?
I emailed you the version you need to pass. It came at about 8 o'clock this morning. On, I think it's the second page, you'll notice Fund 1500, which is our CARES fund. And that alteration would allow for the program that you reviewed and I believe approved as was today. That budget amendment will allow all that to happen next week. And so that's why it needed included. When I sent the one for the packet, we didn't yet know what that was going to be.
Okay.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to amend the non-general fund 2020 annual appropriation resolution number 19-0948 adopted December 19, 2019.
Second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Number 6 is an annual item. The clerk of courts is required at the end of each year to declare whether she has any excess funds in her auto title fund. And if she does, that's to be returned to the general fund. This is generally the amount that she has done in the past. In fact, it's the exact same that she did last year. And so this, again, it's a year-end item. This is money that will be moved then from the auto title fund into the general fund for general use.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to transfer $357,000 from Fund 1001 Certificate of Title to Fund 0001 General Fund.
Second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Number 7 is just an annual grant. This is to apply. We almost always receive it. We'll get the acceptance next year. There's a small match that goes with it. And this basically allows the sheriff to patrol the various reservoirs and water bodies that are in the county.
Okay, move that the Board of Commissioners agrees to authorize the grant application in the amount of $22,710 to the Ohio Department of Natural Resources of Watercraft Marine Patrol Assistance Grant Program for the Portage County Sheriff.
Second. Roll call, Amy?
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
In the journal entries, our usual month-end adjustments that the board approves, nothing out of the ordinary. That I've reviewed it and don't see anything out of line.
Move that the Board of Commissioners approve the November 2020 adjustments to the Portage County Water, Portage County Sewer, and Streetsboro Sewer billing accounts as reported on the adjustment reports submitted and reviewed by the Department of Budget and Financial Management.
Second. Roll call, Amy?
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes. All right, coming to the 2021 budget discussion. First of all, Jean, am I missing anything else from the agenda, or Amy, or Todd?
There's one remaining journal entry under the county administrator's reference King Kennedy. And then I think we are, through some form of magic, caught up.
Okay.
Is that a quick item, Jean?
Yes.
Okay.
Move that the Board of Commissioners approve the use of CDBG housing revolving loan funds for the King Kennedy Gym project in the amount of $123,942.
Is this a page 7 on our agenda?
Yes.
Yes.
I saw it, but I don't have it. That's my, I have it electronically. Did you want to add anything on that, Jean? Or I know we've talked about this extensively.
And I have nothing more to add to that, so.
Okay. I will,
You know, Kathleen, I want to say, oh, go ahead, second. I'm sorry.
I'll second.
Roll call, Amy?
Roll call, please.
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
I just wanted to mention, we had that reopening of the admin building. What that was from, it was from one of our elected officials needed some guidance. And I had put out an email and I thought if we could agree, because I don't think we're going to be opening the building in January or February. And he's just going to use that as guidance. But obviously, we're going to have to review this again, probably in February, and make some kind of decision. But I think it's pretty safe to say that January and February, we will not reopen the building.
Okay.
So that's what that was about. I think that's it.
Okay. Well, minus my page 7 on the budget, Todd, because we've gotten so behind, and Vicki and I have business on our calendar, could we recess this discussion and come back now that all the business has been done, the bill run at 2:30 and discuss the 2021 budget? Amy,
That's fine with me. Yeah.
Amy and Todd, will that work? And Vicki, does that work? We have Investment Advisory Council and then.
Right. Is it 2 o'clock, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I think we will be done by 2:30.
Okay.
Is that
Okay.
okay? So with that, let's recess, and I think we can close the Zoom and come back on, fingers crossed, at 2.
I'm almost afraid to.
It'll work. It'll work. I have confidence.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank
very
you.
much for getting through this.